Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Peter Barber here, professional singer and music producer, and I just got done doing my first time reaction and analysis to Geoff Castellucci's low bass singer version of Walk the Line, originally by Johnny Cash. Absolutely loved it. Geoff always brings something new and interesting and creative to his arrangements, and not only that, but this was just vocally, it's just warm butter. It was like hot syrup over big fluffy pancakes. Just wonderful, soothing. Really enjoyed. I feel like I just took like a warm bath in Geoff's bassy vocals. So I'm sure you guys will enjoy it as well. Hope you like my analysis. Hope you'll learn something. And I'll see you at the end. Enjoy. Hasn't aged a day. Look at this man. I bought a jacket just like that recently.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Gorgeous bass to start. Guys, I need my Vipers. Be right back. Got them. Now we may begin.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
So, that low C is typically the very end. That's where Johnny Cash gets at his absolute lowest. And it's kind of like a gravelly, not super clean chest note in the original recording. Johnny Cash, definitely a bass voice. I think by the end of his career, he was probably a low bass voice. But bass voice, not a voice like Geoff, right? Geoff, where low C's are just, he brushes his teeth with them in the morning. So Geoff, starting off the song where Johnny Cash ends it as far as range. You gotta love that.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you are mine, I walk the line.
Because you are mine. Like, he's just all the way, and it's so casual for his voice. It's the like low C's are so comfy for him now at this point in his career. I know he's mentioned before, like low C was like the absolute bottom of where he could sing, like I think when he was like 18, 19, late high school, early college. And now he's got like a fifth below that. And it's crazy being a bass and feeling my voice go through a similar progression. Geoff's voice was a little bit lower than mine in high school, so I don't think my voice will be quite as low as his, you know, in a decade or whenever. But it has gotten so much lower since high school, just naturally. And of course, the resonance and all the rest of it has grown tremendously with training. But as far as just natural range, my voice is probably a fourth lower than it was when I finished high school 13 years ago. Good Lord. So just wild to think like that was his absolute extreme low. And now here he is all these years later where all day, every day, no problem. Like, you can listen to our interview we did together. I mean, he pretty much speaks around like a low C. It's just like super casual for him. Geoff always opting for this very smooth, very legato style singing where he's not going to get chopped up by the diction. He's not going to get chopped up by the consonants. He's going to make sure that vocal line stays super smooth, super clean. That is like Geoff's MO whenever he's doing solo work. It's just a smooth legato vocal line. Legato really meaning like smooth and connected. We use that word in opera a lot. And other than that, it's just an acoustic guitar. Now, he's probably using a plug-in that, you know, creates a strumming pattern. I know he's done that before. And there's some great ones out there. Anyway, I digress.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Like there's almost no vm in that heart of mine. I bet you've never heard that sentence before. And you probably never will again outside this channel. Close watch on this heart of mine. There's almost no heart of mine. There's like no consonants. but we know the words and we know what he's saying. If you're an English speaker, and especially if you grew up around American dialects, right? But just full optimization for a smooth vocal line, like really not concerned with being like super crystal clear with the text.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you are mine, I walk the line.
And truthfully, it makes all, like, this is not opera. This is not a choral setting where you need to be super clear with diction. It'd be super weird if he was like, I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide. It like almost turns into musical theater, like immediately. So it makes more sense to keep it much more casual. It's supposed to sound more natural, right? This kind of music.
Because you are mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine.
Woo!
I walk the line.
Almost been. We'll get a low F. We'll get a low F somewhere. Such a different arrangement already. I mean, Johnny Cash really is like A B A B A B, and the keys change till it gets lower and lower going towards the end. This is already such a different arrangement, a much more like, I don't know, folk singer-songwriter arrangement in a way than Johnny Cash's original. Geoff will never do a song where he doesn't change some elements radically, and that's what I admire probably most about him as an artist. Of course, I admire his thunderous bass voice, but really just artistically, creatively, it is that he is always totally changing things when he does arrangements. Just so much admiration for that. And also, it's like you go into these songs like, well, I know Why Walk the Line. I've heard it 100,000 times. I've heard it a bunch of times, but I know I will not have heard a version like Geoff's. And that is very reassuring going into a musical analysis, knowing you'll have a lot of interesting things to talk about. So thank you, Geoff. You're awesome. Keep, please, making music. And notice just how casual and relaxed and open his voice is there. No pressing whatsoever, like when I've been demonstrating these low Cs. Like his voice just like beautiful and open and warm and just requires no effort whatsoever to get down there. Now, generally, I think when he does sing these low notes for these covers, he's using some kind of, morning voice. But a low C is something where 24/7, Geoff's going to have a low C comfortably in his range. So far, this is an arrangement he could do any time of day. I'm very confident in that.
I walk the line. I find it very.
We always get a few measures of Geoff going in his arrangements, like between sections, instead of just letting it. I feel like every arrangement he does, he's got an He's got an in there somewhere to like kind of fill the gap between sections.
I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
I love the little bit of vibrato he's adding on the ends of some of these phrases. And also, notice that. Vibrato on the end of some of the longer phrases, longer notes, and B, key change. I think that was a little low B flat. Good Lord. I was going to say he added, compared to the much more relaxed version of the low Cs we heard in the start of the song, this low note he just hit, we'll see what note it was, intentionally had more power, resonance, darkness to it, as Geoff does kind of the lower he gets in his voice. Let's see what it was, though. It might have been a low B flat.
That I'm a fool for you. Be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit
it's a B flat one. There's just a B flat one. Super, super low.
Myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Little vibrato at the end.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
C, B flat, A, B flat. There at the end. I love these harmonies that come in the background. I like this chord progression he's done here. What is he doing? Sounds terrible because I'm in a super muddy part of the low part of the keyboard. But what does it go? Is it 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, and then down to the 1? It's a really nice little added chord progression.
Because you're mine.
Yeah. So D minor, E flat major, F major, and then back to the B flat, which is our tonic, our one chord in the key, and then Geoff just touches that low A for a hot second.
You're mine. I walk the line.
Gorgeous.
That sure is nice.
Yes, strings. Give me some strings.
That sure is night is dark and day is light. I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you are mine, well I walk the line.
Just these, I can't believe how easy these B flats are for him. This is the right approach to this arrangement, in my opinion. It's so repetitive. I mean, there's not a whole lot to the original. It's very simple, very repetitive, and Geoff is doing what he can to make it more interesting. I think he's doing a fine job without going too far, without completely changing the song. Slowly adding elements, right? The guitar strumming pattern has gotten more percussive. There is literally more percussion happening in the background as well. We're getting more harmonies kind of interspersed throughout. It's just like very slowly revving up. It's just like slowly adding things in.
And happiness I've known proves that it's right.
Got some strings in there.
Because you are mine, well I walk the line.
Very nice.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
And it's just a very pleasant, beautiful sound. The vocals are so warm and easy in Geoff's voice. The harmonies are beautiful, and they're really exciting when they come in because they're not there the whole time. And just like I said, slowly adding elements throughout to keep it interesting, keep us engaged. It's really lovely. Just a lovely arrangement.
I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side.
Even a little bit more movement added in this section. Just a hair of a little bit more ear candy is what you call it. Ear candy is like little tiny percussion sounds, usually spread out through the left and right ear in a listening pattern, in a stereoscopic image. And unless you're paying attention, they're almost unnoticeable, but it just adds a little something. Just a little ear candy for you.
You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you, I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you are mine, well, I walk the line. Because you're mine. I walk the line.
Again, that just to be able to sing notes and words that low in your range casually, it's like something Bobby can do too. When Bobby's got his good low notes, is like he can really just operate fluently down there from like a language perspective, because there's just so much freedom and relaxation in the voice despite being so low. It's a different kind of bass, you know? It's a different kind of bass. Low basses, Geoff and Bobby.
Walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Oh boy.
I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, well, I walk the line.
Come on.
Because you're mine.
He's just stretch. Well, that's the thing about Walk the Line. I mean, I think the original is quite short, and it is wildly repetitive. Truly, it's wildly repetitive. And so Geoff's stretching it. He's stretching out. He's making us wait for this low note that might come at the end. I don't know. He's been more balanced lately about opting away from the low note at the end. But it just feels like he's really serving this one up. So we'll see.
And because you're mine, well, I walk the line. Because you're mine.
Adding a bit. This is the highest we've gotten. Up to just like an A, I think. Maybe a B flat. And so we're not stretching his voice in the upper range at all in this song. But we get this kind of extended bridge section where the harmonies continue to develop and change instead of going back to another A section. Geoff takes his voice up into his upper middle. And I think we're probably getting pretty close to the end now. I bet we're going into the end game here. Just A, just an A. Down to low C.
I walk the line.
I was totally wrong. No big low note at the end. I like the crackling. I like the old record player sound that he turned on at the start. Okay, there we go. Walk the Line. Low bass singer version. Can confirm. Super low. We're like, what? It only went down to like a low A and a bunch of low B flats. This is Geoff. Yeah, guys. Geoff is not standard for like bass singer. Geoff is like king. God tier bass singer. So keep that in mind. Low B flats that sound like that are so rare, I can't even tell you. Awesome. Really beautiful. Much more simple as far as arrangements go than Geoff typically takes. He did change it and really make it his own. He didn't totally flip it on its head like he does to some arrangements, but really, really lovely. Far more... I love the original, but this version, far more captivating and interesting. I'm all about chords and cool chord progressions and stuff, which I'll be harping on more and more as I'm writing my own stuff nowadays. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Please consider joining my Patreon if you did, if you learned something, you want to hear more Geoff. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you then with the next Geoff video. Peace.